Hello there, I'm Diabosito and this is SME on Point. Ever so often we get invited to events, and this time around we have been invited by TikTok, a popular social media platform that you as our viewers and followers of SME on Point probably use and know very much of. They're hosting their content creator roundtable, and we thought we'd come and listen in so that we can give you information directly from the horse's mouths about how you can get your businesses to thrive, how to do content creation for business purposes and monetize it and be successful at it. I'm now joined by Fortune Mkwili Sibanda. Fortune is a director of government relations and public policy for sub-Saharan Africa. Fortune, thank you so much and welcome to SME on Point. Tell us about this round table. What are you hoping to achieve? I see some very faces that I know from the platform as well. Yeah. What were you telling them?
Thank you for having me, Diabo, and good morning to your viewers. So today we're hosting a roundtable featuring some of our most successful creators on the platform. We've also got media, we've also got government in attendance. So basically what we're doing here is to showcase some of the success stories that we've seen on the platform and also share some tips and best practices. I heard you say in the introduction that TikTok is a social media platform. I'd like to correct you. Okay. We are more like a content platform. Right. And I think this is very important, especially for small businesses, because you see with social media, you typically would need to have a big following for your content to be able to reach your target audience. But with TikTok, because we are organized on what we call a content graph, whatever content you create, even if you don't have followers, the TikTok algorithm is able to push it to people who are interested in. So we always say this is a game changer, and it actually lifts the barrier to entry, especially for small businesses that do not have big advertising or marketing budgets. If you are creating content, let's say on education for your community, put it out there. There's always a user who's interested in that kind of thing, and you just let the TikTok magic, the algorithm, do it for you. It will be able to push it to people that have signed up and say they're interested in. So it's really all about communities of interest, and these are some of the best practices that our successful creators are sharing.
There has been a lot of debate among other platforms as well about the monetization, and I may not understand it fully, but I understand that I think I don't know whether it's in sub-Saharan Africa where content creators are not given money or are not paid. Perhaps you can use this time to clarify that about the fund that you have also created and other monetization tools that are there to help them make money while they make content.
Thank you. I think this is exactly the reason why we are here today. It's actually to point out, I think my colleague Bonisa right now just come off the stage, she went through the suite of monetization tools that we actually have for the South African market, but even broader for the African market. I think what's important here is to emphasize that, different platforms operate differently. So you cannot see a specific, let's say, monetization feature or product on platform A, B, C, or D and say, why is it not on the other platform? We use, as I said, for us it's the power of content. So even our monetization tools are geared towards making sure that you maximize based on communities of interest. So this is exactly why we're here today, to educate users, our user community, but especially our creator community, how you can actually, fully monetize and enjoy the services that are already available on TikTok. So for us, when we talk about, fueling the creator economy, we see it as more than just monetization, right? For us, it's also about educating and empowering creators so that they are self-sufficient, to be able to use either their creativity or their services or their skills to create, sustainable businesses. Because right now, a creator is a personal brand. How do they then use that personal brand to create something sustainable as a business going forward? But even for small businesses themselves, how do you do something that's sustainable long term without eating too much into your, advertising or marketing budget. So authenticity was a word that was trending earlier. Really, you don't need expensive production equipment. You don't need to go out of your comfort zone. Just be who you are, talk about what your business is doing, and then you will see that people are interested in. So it's much, much broader than just monetization. But just to clarify that there is fully monetized in Africa. TikTok is fully monetized in South Africa specifically, and a lot more other programs that we are doing.
You must be proud as a business to see the kind of impact that you've had on some of the content creators that are here, that I personally have tracked their success. I know Alfie, who also started as a content creator, and now he's seen in big movies that are seen on Netflix, for instance. We see Tamia. We featured her here on SME on Point before, and I followed her story closely because she started by just putting her product out there, and then within 2 to 3 months she was opening a store. You must be proud as a company to see the growth that you have contributed to, of people who start small and then go big.
Definitely very proud of that, but also, you know what, give credit to the creators themselves. They are the ones with the business ideas. They are the ones with the creativity. All we're doing is just to provide a platform for them to launch. You know, the story of Tamia that you mentioned also reminds me a similar one of Kayla Kim. You know, where you take, the sort of social capital that you have on the platform and turn it into a real business capital off the platform. So this is sort of sustainability that we're talking about. You know, Kayla Kim was actually mentioning how she's opened 2 or 3 warehouses in Cape Town and in Gauteng, and they're all full of product. And it came from her just talking about it on the platform, and therefore she managed to reach out to users, and she's able then to direct them off the platform and turn it into a real business idea. So these are some of the examples that we want to see. If we can have 10,000 more tall tamers or 10,000 more Kayla Kims, I think we could say we are definitely helping to grow the South African economy.
As I close off, unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of time. Perhaps 2 important things that you can say to content creators or even consumers of the platform about how to use it effectively. I think a lot of us, we use it as a scrolling mechanism, but there are many other functions that it can do, that it can help to enhance one's brand and also improve one's business.
I think the most important thing for especially small businesses and creators who are in real serious business is to remember that you are now a brand. Yourself, your person, you are now a brand. So you must always think about sticking to the brand, right? Be very consistent about what you're posting about. People come to view your content because of what you posted. So don't feel like you need to move out and start acting differently. No, people, what they saw is what they like. So keep serving them that. And this issue of being your true self and authenticity is very, very big at TikTok. And this is why we see so many people coming onto the platform, because they enjoy the simplicity of it, being able to see, mom and pop's store from next door. This is what they enjoy. So keep serving them that.
Fortune, thank you so much for your time. We really enjoyed our talk with you. I've been having a chat with Fortune Mgwili-Sibanda. He's the Director of Government Relations and Public Policy for Sub-Saharan Africa for TikTok. As I said, we've been invited and we are here. But something else happened during the week where we saw the Tshwane University of Technology partnering up with Visa as well as the Banking Association of South Africa to help develop small businesses in the student's life, or student entrepreneurship, to make that bigger and bolder. I had a chat with Dr. Vatiswa Papu Zamxaka, who is from Tshwane University of Technology, about what this partnership means for the students of Tshwane University of Technology and for yourself if you're a student and you're a student entrepreneur. Take a listen to how our chat went.
We're an entrepreneurial university. And we are a university that is the largest contact university in the country, in South Africa. We are hosting over 60,000 students who are spread across 6 campuses in 3 provinces of our country, in 7 faculties. Thus, it is of paramount importance for us to produce future-ready graduates. It is important for us to produce graduates who are entrepreneurial in nature, who will be able to not to only look for jobs, but to also create jobs when they qualify with their studies at Tshwane University of Technology. Our partnership with Visa in launching a student entrepreneurship development program is of paramount importance. And we are so grateful to Visa for the seed funding that they have given us to ensure then that this doesn't just become a dream, it becomes a reality. Because in our university, we take entrepreneurship very, very seriously. It's integrated into our curriculum. You find that in the classroom, our students are not only having lecturers, but they are also paired with business coaches. So the seed funding, therefore, that we have received from Visa will ensure then that this initiative is continued in the university and is widespread in the university.
The issue of student entrepreneurship, I see it's one that is growing in leaps and bounds in different universities. Recently, I went to a Verse one as well. And how are you seeing the students transitioning easily, if so, between the campus life and now starting as a business? And do you have case studies of students who have successfully, been part of your programs even before you launched this one and gone on to become successful entrepreneurs?
Fortunately for our university, we also have a Center for Entrepreneurship Development, which prepares the students very, very well. We have a number of case studies. I'll just pick some few examples. We have a student, by the way, during the launch, the students were speaking for themselves, giving their own testimonials. We have a student who has started a spa business in nail sprays, who studied somatology. But over and above having studied somatology in class, being coached by a business coach, also was incubated by our Center for Entrepreneurship Development, which then helps them through the full life cycle of being an entrepreneur and launch them into the market, and also assist them with business acumen, with marketing acumen, and that will make them thrive in the business world.
Do you think we encourage entrepreneurs enough to have the backing of not necessarily financial literacy only, but educational literacy and business literacy? There is a notion that we have a lot of accidental entrepreneurs in the country simply because of the state of the economy. People find themselves having to start businesses, not necessarily because they're entrepreneurs, but because the circumstances force them to be. However, I think that goes hand in hand, perhaps in some instances, with the rate of failure of businesses. And I have seen in some other instances where people who have gone and taken a deliberate action to learn about business management, they tend to do slightly better. You may have that data as a university, and how do you see it?
Well, let me start by saying it is correct that educational backing is quite important, and it plays a pivotal role in ensuring success. But education alone, which is not coupled with practical means, then it is not as good as it should be. So hence, in our case, I spoke earlier on about pairing of lecturers with business coaches when it comes to entrepreneurship. Yes, you are correct in saying that many of the businesses are failing because they lack this educational backing. I must, however, underscore the role that our government has been really embarking on, even though it's not enough. But there are a number of funding opportunities that our government has made possible through various universities to ensure then that we bridge this gap. Because we are not only dealing with the students in universities. We also go out there, through our centers and through our institutes. We also go to the communities, and impart the skills, the entrepreneurial skills to them as well.
Our conversation went with Dr. Vatiswa Papuzamklaka from Tshwane University of Technology. And as I always say, please remember to support small businesses in your community. Hey, let's make those rands and cents circulate. Goodbye.